Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to another Indie Game Friday, the show where I take a look at independent role-playing games. It's been a few weeks since I posted one of these for various scheduling reasons, and sadly, what I'm looking at this week is more of a simulator than an RPG, but it was still rather interesting and has some RPG elements in it, so I thought I'd at least give it a look. Developed by Caprabite Studios and published by Blackshell Media, who were kind enough to send me a key, DinoSystem is a top-down 2D ecosystem and survival simulator in early access. It was placed on early access on June 25th, 2016, and as such is still very, very early in development, so keep that in mind. As far as storyline goes, there's not much to work with as of yet. You are a primitive human alone on an island, with dinosaurs. Your goal is to survive as long as you can. There's a fairly solid character development system, as well as an environmental system where the weather, passing of seasons, and other elements affect the surroundings and the character itself. Supposedly, this even extends to the behaviors and fates of the animals on the island. It's entirely possible, for instance, to drive a particular species to extinction. There are two modes. Survival mode is where you take on the role of the lone human living on the island of dinosaurs, scraping out meager resources of sticks, stones, and other things to eke out a living. God mode allows you to modify the parameters of the simulation and directly interact with the environment in certain ways. Both are heavily under development, with lots of features planned, yet the planned features list seems entirely reachable. The scope does not appear out of bounds for this sort of game. First thing of note is the character customization. You get a screen on character creation that lets you set the starting difficulty and season, but also allocate points to your character's basic abilities and skills. This can drastically affect your initial survivability, so have a care on what you do based on what your intended playstyle is going to be. You also get to customize your character's appearance to a certain degree. As of this recording, the game offers only male characters, although female ones are in the works. Once in-game, you're faced with a basic interface and little else. The top-down view can be rather disconcerting to people who aren't used to it, but the sprites are well done enough that it isn't really a problem. Movement is via WASD keys, and the speed at which your character turns and moves is based on your health and athletics skill. Moving backwards has a chance to make you stumble, so that it kind of alleviates, supposedly, the back-up while attacking tactic that can crop up in top-down 2D games. Inventory space at the beginning is extremely limited, since you're basically a guy in a loincloth. You can carry one item in each hand, and that's it. Fortunately, crafting only requires items to be in a pile within a certain radius, so you don't have to wander around with your inventory laden with miscellaneous crap. Later on, the spear can be slung across your back slot, for instance, and you can build a backpack, which I assume gives you more inventory. There appear to be more inventory slots on the character, which are currently either unused or only used for one or two things. Items on the ground can be examined or interacted with a mouse click, and certain resources can be harvested in the same way. Simply standing under a tree or near a boulder can shelter you from rain or wind, and this is important both to maintain your health and to perform certain tasks like lighting fires. Weather and temperature can drastically affect your character's state, but can also have an effect on the terrain itself. Your indicator tells you your health, your fatigue, your hunger, and your thirst. It also has a stomach meter which you can fill by drinking rain or water or eating various foodstuffs. Over time, your stomach empties, refilling your thirst and hunger bars as you digest your intake. Your activity level causes these bars to fluctuate depending on what you're doing. An active lifestyle is liable to empty your hunger and fatigue bars faster, while a dry, hot day will sap your water/hydration bar faster. There's also a temperature meter, which shows what temperature your character feels, not the actual temperature itself. So seeking shade or being soaked can affect what temperature your character is actually being subjected to. Various icons show when the character is soaked, sheltered from rain or wind, subjected to wind, etc. There's also an indicator for your maximum strength, current strength, and how sore your muscles are. Being active will render your muscles fatigued or sore depending on how far you go, which can temporarily reduce your strength. Your character advances in a few ways. Using skills such as gathering, crafting, etc. will gradually improve your skills, while simply having an active lifestyle can increase your physical abilities. There's a sweet spot for each one where you can do a certain amount of physical activity, then rest, and improve those skills and abilities faster. Overdoing it will do more harm than good. There's a lot of skills already in the game, including crafting, building, harvesting, combat skills, and even a skill to tame certain dinosaurs. More skills seem to be forthcoming in the future. God Mode currently allows you to modify the physical parameters of the island, the rain, the sun, the temperature, etc. It allows you to drag and drop certain creatures, as well as inspect the details in depth. It also has a feature to allow you to fast forward the passage of time so you can see these changes unfold. Some further tools to directly modify the island are planned later, but the most important tool is already in place. By hitting space, you can deliver a lightning strike at your target, any target, so you can smite that fucking T-Rex right out of existence. The simulation aspects of the game are clearly well developed, and it appears as though the developer is focusing on getting a cross-section skeleton of the game's systems all in place, and then fleshing them out over time. As a result, the game is very playable at the moment. I'm not gonna lie, it's still a little rough, but there's a lot of promise here. The systems are well on their way, the game is relatively stable, only had it freeze up once, and even what's there is both challenging and fun. I do have a few reservations about recommending it wholeheartedly. Mostly, with how much work there's left to do on it, it may not be worth the base price for everyone who might be interested in this sort of thing. Still, if you can find it on sale, say a Steam summer sale or something, it may be well worth the pickup. It's definitely worth putting on a wish list if you're into hardcore survival simulators, and I look forward to seeing what they'll do with it. For now, this has been the RPG Crawler with Indie Game Friday DinoSystem. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment if you have feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content. Until next time, take care and goodbye.